Hey everyone, Terry here with Living Life Legless. Today we're going to talk about stump protectors and are they really important? So short answer is yes, stump protectors are very important after having an amputation. A lot of times patients tend to damage their stump from bumping or hitting their stump shortly after amputation, which will prolong their healing process. Most of the time, patients will go home and after amputation, they are more weak and their sense of balance is off due to surgery and fully not being healed. A lot of times patients, once going home, their sense of balance and their orientation is off from surgery, and they have a hard time balancing, especially when standing. And this tends to be the biggest area where patients tend to damage their stumps from falls.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
I've had a lot of patients that have fallen even with a stump protector and have damaged their stump. So, question, are stump protectors 100% bulletproof in protecting the stump if you fall? The short answer is,
How about no?
will it greatly reduce you injuring or damaging your stump? Yes, but you still could damage your stump from a fall even with a stump protector. Now, I have had a couple patients that have had stump protectors on and have fallen and did receive some damage to these stumps, but it is nowhere near the damage that you will receive if you do not have a stump protector on. Just recently, in the same week, I had two patients. One patient was not wearing a stump protector and fell and damaged his stump and it busted open. And the very next day, I had a patient come in that was just simply getting gas and was using his wheelchair, and his wheelchair tipped forward and his stump protector went in between the leg rest and the foot rest, and that damaged his stump because the end of the foot rest put a lot of pressure on the stump, and it also pulled the incision open, and the patient had to wind up going to the ER to have the stump cleaned and redressed. So how do you get a stump protector before you leave the hospital? And in a lot of cases, your doctor will write an order for a stump protector, and sometimes it's protocol with certain doctors that they will write an order for you to get a stump protector. But if you are going to leave the hospital and you do not have a stump protector, you definitely need to talk to the nurse and the doctors to let them know that you want a stump protector before you leave the hospital. Now, depending upon your insurance, most of the time these are covered with your insurance. You may have to pay out of pocket depending upon if you have a deductible and the deductible has not been met. But most times, general cases, these are covered by your insurance. Sometimes they will need prior authorization with your insurance, and that is something that you can talk with your prosthetist about. That is the person that is going to be doing your leg, and a lot of times you may have already had a conversation with a prosthetist about getting a prosthetic leg if you knew you were going to have an amputation beforehand. When should I wear a stump protector? The answer is pretty much all the time. So I have my patients wear their stump protector 24/7. The only time the stump protector is removed is to A, to clean the stump or bandage changes, and B, when they are doing their exercises in a seated or lying down position. If you're going to be standing to do stretches and exercises, you 100% want the stump protector on. Removing your stump protector because you want to give your stump a break. Most patients in that process have to get up and go to the bathroom, or they get up and grab their walker and walk, and sometimes they're scooting to the edge of the chair and the protector's not on and they slide out in the floor and hit the stump, or they trip and fall trying to hop with their walker and fall and damage the stump. So this is why we encourage that stump protectors pretty much be worn 24/7, only removing to the areas that I explained previously. Now, if you're one of the unfortunate people that has fallen and you have damaged your stump, most questions that I get is, how long is this going to set me back? And you know, that is a question that is very hard to answer because most patients have different medical conditions. They heal at a slower rate. There's multiple variables that can go into when a stump will heal after it has been busted open or damaged. But on an average, I would generally say that you're looking at 3 to 6 months, because once that incision has pulled apart, the skin is so thin that it cannot be sewn or stapled back. So that open wound now has to heal completely from the inside out, and it's going to have to reclose. And that is a process that you cannot rush, and it has to run its course and heal up. I've had 3 patients that took a very long time to heal. 2 of those were around the 6-month mark, and 1 patient took 9 months to heal up completely. And that patient also had to have skin grafting on the stump to try to get the stump to even heal. So it was almost a year for that patient from the time they fell before they were ready to start the prosthetic process again. I've got a couple images here that I'm going to show you of 2 different stumps. One was recent and one was on one of my other patients. And I will warn you, these are pretty graphic. So if you are queasy and your stomach gets upset easy from looking at images like this, I would suggest turning away and or fast forwarding it past this part. But I'm going to show you those pictures right now.
Not okay.
And this is how bad a stump can get with a fall by not having a protector on. So this is why we are continuously telling our patients to make sure that they are wearing their stump protector, and we go over this vigorously in the office to let them know how important it is to have that stump protector on at all times, especially when you're going to transfer beyond the edge of a chair or you're standing and walking. There are some steps that you can take to avoid getting in those situations to where you might be at a fall risk, and that is making sure that if you're standing or walking with a walker, that you are doing it with someone that can try to help catch you in the event that you may lose your balance or fall. If you're getting physical therapy, especially at home, the therapist typically will have a gait belt that they can kind of hold on to you with. So when you're doing therapy, they can help you balance a little bit better. And in the event that you are going to fall, they can lessen that fall and try to get you out of the situation of hitting that stump so we don't damage it. If you or someone that you know has fallen and damaged their stump or busted it open, leave me a comment below and let me know how that process went with them and typically how long that it took for them to heal. These are things that I continuously try to learn so I can educate my patients about the effects of falling and damaging the stump and potential healing times when it comes to getting that stump healed back up. If you've currently had an amputation and you do not have a stump protector, it's pretty simple to get one of those. If you're not currently working with an orthotic and prosthetic company, just go to Google and search orthotic and prosthetic companies near me, and there should be quite a few of those in your area, and just reach out to them and tell them you want to inquire about getting a stump protector for your stump, and they can guide you in that process. Just remember, you are going to have a prescription from your doctor, and they can be your family doctor or the surgeon that did the amputation. They're going to need to write a prescription so you can bill your insurance for one of those. And if you don't have insurance, a lot of times there are agencies out there that will help in this process. I appreciate everybody watching my channel, and if you have a comment, leave that below and I will answer that for you. Hit that like and subscribe button. See you next time.